These are the 4 fat loss mistakes that are holding you back. You ever feel like you're doing everything right, but you can't seem to make progress? Or you make some progress, but you just hit a plateau, fall off, and you're back to square one? It's likely because of one of these 4 mistakes I'm gonna discuss in this video, and mistake number 4 always surprises people. If this is your first time here, my name is Adam. I'm a performance nutritionist and online coach. In my 20s, I lost over 80 pounds of fat. Over the last decade, I have been helping men and women do the same. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. This is a classic tale. I eat healthy all week. Then come the weekend, I turn into a human garbage disposal. Sound familiar? I would do this for years and wonder why I was getting nowhere. If you're tracking your calories, which I recommend, track them as accurately as possible 7 days a week. Track everything. Every drink that's not water or herbal tea, olive oil, butter, spray oil, that slice of pizza, even that whole pizza you have on a weekend. If you end up going over, you'll at least have some idea and some data on why, and you'll be able to reflect on it. If your calorie deficit is 2,000 a day, even if you eat 1,500 calories Monday to Friday, and then 4,000 calories Saturday and Sunday, which is very easy to do, you now have reduced your deficit. With a few miscalculations, you're no longer in a deficit. It's more like maintenance, and in some cases, a surplus. What gets measured gets improved. If you were saving to buy a house or a car, would you save 5 days a week and then on the weekend just spend whatever? I doubt it. You would track spending 7 days a week until you hit your goal. And the same goes for calories. I'm not saying don't eat pizza here and there. Just do your best to track it. You can use an app like Calorie King to estimate, or find a green tick entry on MyFitnessPal that seems similar and is usually more accurate. If you're still unsure, overestimate by around 25%. That should more than cover you. As always, I recommend enjoying the food you love around 10 to 20% of the time. But you may decide that you don't want to do this for the first, say, like 8 to 12 weeks. If you can keep the indulgences frequent enough to keep cravings at bay and rare enough to keep progress on track, that's the sweet spot. Literally. Keto, carnivore, low carb diets can work, but they may not work for you. Same with intermittent fasting. In many cases, this can actually hold you back and keep you yo-yo dieting. You are removing an entire food group. Carbs with low carb and keto. With carnivores, it's vegetables, legumes, fruit, and carbs. These are not only needed for vitamins, minerals, polyphenols, and phytonutrients, but they are going to help keep you full, which is essential when you're trying to lose fat. Even intermittent fasting can create a binge cycle, fasting all day and then binging at nighttime because you're overly hungry. I see this far too often, and I used to do it myself. When it's not practical to fast, you've not learned how to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner in a way that keeps you satisfied and on track. Remember, if you've tried any of these approaches and you're trying them again, they did not work for you. And now it's just time to accept that, forget about it, and find a more sustainable approach. There's no magic in any of those approaches. They're just tools that can help you get into a calorie deficit. Have you ever seen someone with a fitness plan that looks more like a NASA launch protocol? That was also me at one point. I love enthusiasm. I love drive, motivation. But if you're trying to track your sleep, blood glucose levels, VO2 max, HRV, sauna, throw in a few biohacks along with resistance training, calories, and steps, this can get overwhelming real fast. You may throw in a towel when life gets chaotic, and then you're just selling yourself short. You're not getting the results you want. You'll find yourself developing an all or nothing mindset like I did. Everything has to be perfect, or you just won't do it. If you miss a workout, you eat a meal off plan, it's really not a big deal. Focus on mastering the basics. 3 to 5 progressive resistance training sessions a week, a 20 to 25% calorie deficit, 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, eating at least 14 grams of fiber per 1,000 calories, and getting 8 to 12,000 steps a day, 7 to 8 hours sleep a night. Remember, you don't have to be perfect with all the basics, especially to begin with. It's a work in progress. Do what you can right now. Add to it when you can and build on that over time. You'll get some results regardless. Just focus on the small, consistent actions that compound and lead into big results. So I see this often, but I saved it to last, just for you special folks that made it this far. You will not out-exercise a bad diet. There is something known as the constrained energy expenditure model. This basically means that you may burn a lot during a specific workout, but your body will burn less throughout the day to compensate. It's like a survival mechanism. There's actually a great book on this by Herman Poncer. It's called Burn. Sure, it's based on a theory that's based on observation, but you'll also drive up your hunger hormones. You'll feel more tired, increasing your chances of overeating. Obviously, I'm not going to say that you're definitely going to do that, but your chances do increase. It's way easier to eat 500 calories than it is to burn it. Remember, I'm not saying don't do cardio, but what I'm saying is that when you calculate your calories properly, you add in your physical activity level, also listed as PAL, P-A-L. This accounts for your exercise. Sure, it doesn't know exactly how much you'll burn during a workout, but it can give you a decent estimate. Your calories can be adjusted based on your rate of weight loss over time, and probably should be. But give it at least 2 to 3 weeks before you just label that a plateau and start making adjustments. Don't try to justify more food because you've hit a 45-minute HIIT session at Orange Theory or Barry's Bootcamp. So there you have it, 4 common diet mistakes that could be derailing your progress. I would love to know in the comment section below, which mistake do you find yourself making? And as always, any questions at all, comment below. Deeper questions, feel free to send me a message on Instagram at AdamScottFit. Have the best day ever, and we'll talk soon.